Welcome to the Upscale Business Podcast. I'm joined today by Marco from Everlasting Painting. It's good to have you down here, man, all the way down from Brisbane.
Oh, thanks for having me.
It's good, mate. Just wanted to get you in today and just pick your brain, man, see how things have been going. We've been working together for over 12 months now. So, you've done some pretty cool stuff with your business in that time. Wanted to ask you about it. Can you tell me a bit about your business to start with, what you do and the sort of clients that you work for?
Yeah, cool. So we are Everlasting Painting. I mean, we're a painting company, which is awesome. Basically, we do a lot of residential work, commercial work, and we've just been, just doing.
You just paint,
just painting, mate. To be honest, it's pretty basic, but I mean, we're starting to get some love in the market, which is awesome. So
yep, no, it's really good. And how many guys have you got working for you now?
So we have 6, and then me on top of that. So we're slowly scaling, which is awesome. Getting busier.
Yep.
Getting recognised and around social media and whatnot. And that's cool. So
yeah, that's right. So how long have you been doing your business for now?
So I would probably be in 2 years. We're coming up to 2 years. So pretty fresh.
Yep.
The unknown, and you sit there like.
That's right. I can remember in one of our very first calls, you were still fairly unknown. Like you had a good idea about what you wanted to do with the business, but you didn't know how to bring it all together. Do you think, what was your driving force, I guess, to jump on and start getting some business coaching? Yeah,
look, I mean, at the start, it's like everyone. You start a business and you have no idea. Like, it doesn't matter what anyone tells you. You could hear, all this, advice from everyone, and everyone does it differently. And I couldn't, because I'm one of those people that I'll take everything on, but use what I think works. And I couldn't, because I had no idea. I was like, well, I don't know what works, what doesn't work. And I guess at that point I was talking to a mate of mine, Jordan, actually. And then he was like, look, Upscale, it's actually the way to go. And I was like, you know what, it's not a bad idea. At the time when you start, you think, it's a risk. Because you sit there and you're like, well, what are you going to get from it? It was the unknown. And I think, talking to Tom and then I was like, you know what, let's do it, and I haven't looked back, I'll be honest. I got you as the coach and it was fantastic. Like, we've just started, I don't know, it's just...
I think there was definitely a moment during our coaching phase where I saw it click for you. Like there was times like we're catching up every fortnight and you're coming to me and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know where to go. And then it flipped and you started coming to me and saying, this is what I'm doing, this is where I'm going. Do you sort of remember that time when it clicked for you?
100%. I mean, it still happens now. Like, at the start I was, things, simple things like, what do I do with hiring someone, or can I hire someone, or how do I make sure that if I hire someone, I can keep them busy? And, I'm doing so much. How do I bring, I don't know, like it was just all that kind of stuff that you never really think about until you're in like the rut of it.
Yep.
And I think, like you said, like the many times I came to you, I was like, whoa, like I'm stressing.
Yeah.
But like, and those plan of attacks, like, I think once I started going, all right, you were telling me this is where you need to go. Sweet as, let's get a point where we need to meet every couple of weeks. And once we start reaching those, it was like, all right, cool. This is happening now. This is sick.
It was so funny to see, like, you're a very responsive, like business owner. Like, we'll look at your numbers and we go, okay, you're a bit short. We need to go get some outreach. And so in the call, that's what we're talking about. Let's go do some lead gen. And like, you come to me a fortnight later and it's like, I got 12 new clients because you went out and did it. And then same things. It's like, okay, now you need some more workers. Cool. Yeah. Just went out. You just go and do it. And I think we see the results of that so well in your business because it grew so quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. But I mean, like, the perks of it is like, you could tell me what I need to do, but unless I go out and do it, it's really like you're really, and the good thing is you'll keep me honest. So it was like, did you do this?
Yeah.
Did you not do this? And why haven't you done this? And half the time I was telling you is because I didn't have time.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's just an excuse. I mean, a lot of that is just an excuse. And once we started putting that in perspective, it was like, all right, sweet. This is what I've got to do. And so I was prioritizing the right, I mean, it's so easy not to prioritize these things.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
me,
that's
like,
right.
I mean, I don't know. Most people are like that. They sit there and they're like, oh yeah, but it's not as important as this. But it is.
Yeah.
Some things are more important. And, even if it is something that you think, oh, it's not going to do much, it generally does.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, oh,
That was what we looked at. We said nothing changes if nothing changes, and you had no time. And so we started. I challenged you. I remember challenging you in that and saying, you keep coming to me and saying you don't have time. So instead of saying I don't have time, let's say I didn't make it a priority.
Yeah.
And that's when I think it changed for you, because you started to prioritize what you needed to do, and then you started to prioritize the things to get your time back.
Yeah.
You started to prioritize the things to get more profit out of a job. You started to prioritize getting more lead gen, and it's like, I didn't have a lot of time, but I did have priorities. And with those priorities came back your time, came back your profits.
100% it did. Yeah, of course. I mean, the first thing everyone tells you when you first start out, it's like, oh, you're not going to have enough time to, your family and all this kind of stuff. It's like, once going through, like doing all this with you guys, like honestly, you sit down and when someone says that to me, I'm like, yeah, you can. Like it is possible. I see my kids, I can do what I need. I can play football, I can still play football.
Yeah, exactly.
It was something I couldn't do before I came in because I was always working hours. The hours I was working, they're nuts. And I mean, yeah, sometimes you still have to, like 100%. I'm not saying I don't. And I definitely put in a lot of hours still. But the reason I do it is because I can see where it's going. Like I can see where I want to be.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and coaching is definitely that energy in, energy out. Like you see that reward, and it's the same with your business. Like the more you put into it, the more you can get out of it.
Yeah. And
that's now what we wanted to do. We put in our time of busyness, and you're still growing. You're still doing it.
Yeah.
You still have to put in that amount, but now you can actually see where you can start to pull out a little bit more time, a little bit more profit. What we need to do.
Well, I think you start to enjoy it as well.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like at the start, you don't see. It's hard to, unless you step back and look at it from the outside, it's hard to see where it's going. And then, and then that's where you get stuck in a rut. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
am I actually getting anywhere? And it's like, is it even worth it?
Yeah.
But honestly, like the biggest thing for me is like, I just went on my honeymoon. Like,
Yep.
you know what I mean? Like, and I haven't been on my wife hasn't been overseas.
Yeah.
And I've been with her for 12 years.
Yeah.
So, it was our first time we went together, and it was like, I didn't have to worry. Like, it wasn't like I was stressing the whole time. Like, yeah, you get the odd call and email and whatnot, but that's easy. If I was doing, if I didn't have this help and getting to where I am getting or I'm going, I wouldn't have been able to do that.
Yeah.
No, there's no way. I can tell you right now, hands on heart, I wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, and with that honeymoon lead up, like you said to me I think you gave us 2 months notice. You said in 2 months we're going on honeymoon. And so we broke it down. We said, okay, where's the weak points in your business?
Yep.
What needs to change? And you put in that work.
Yeah.
You made it happen so that you could have that time off. And it was successful. And then when you came back from your honeymoon, then we go, okay, what broke this time? What was the weak points? And now you're coming back, and that's what you're fixing now.
Yeah.
You know the weak points. So now if you choose to step out of your business again, go somewhere, do another holiday, hopefully that's not the weak points that break.
Yeah.
And if something else breaks, then okay, that's where we need to get to. And this is the whole way that you get yourself off the tools and automate a business, is by doing that, by actually letting your business run without you. You need to give it legs. You need to let it trial and find what works, what doesn't work, which team member is the right one to have. Like, do I have the correct team to be able to run my business without me? And that's what we want to aim for all of our clients. If their goal is to get off the tools, if their goal is to automate, that's what we need to work on. And I love seeing you've done it so quickly. I mean, you're not there yet, but we're working towards that. But the steps you've done to be able to take a honeymoon, like I know guys that are still in business that have been doing it for 10 years and they've never had a holiday because they can't. Right. They just can't get it. But you're making those progressive steps. You're making it a priority to make sure you're looking after yourself, making sure you're having your time, as well as making sure you're growing your business.
Yeah, it's massive. 100%. And like you said, I'm nowhere near where I want to be and where I need to be.
Yeah.
But it's working. You know what I mean? Like I can at least say it's working.
Yeah.
2 years ago, no chance. Before I met you, there was no way.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, I'll be sitting there going, there's not enough YouTube videos or, like knowledge on the internet that to the time that you would have to put into that.
Yep.
Versus what I would get by just coming to you guys. It's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nuts. So
I think accountability is a big part of it. Like there is a lot of stuff on the internet that you can go and learn about business, and then you can try and put it into practice. But if you don't have someone sitting there, like, you know that I'm going to be checking up on you. Did you do this? And so because of that, you do it because you don't want to come into that meeting. You don't want me to call you and say, hey, how'd you go with your lead gen? Oh, I didn't do it. So, okay, well, that was a waste of your last couple of weeks because that's what we needed to do.
Yep.
Now I'm going to tell you again, go do your lead gen.
Yep.
And that's your accountability.
Yep. And that's on you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly, you're exactly right, accountability. But you know what also helps is the experience.
Yeah.
So, right, like, because, you know, you're not saying it from someone who's just come from university and says this is how a business should run. It's like you've been through these troubles.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone here has. You know what I mean? Everyone has had that where it's like, okay, cool. That's like me trying to tell a Sparky how to paint.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, how to be a Sparky, sorry. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not possible. It's kind of like, if the business side of it is quite universal. Like, whether you're, most of the trade businesses are very, very similar.
Yep.
It's just obviously the work itself's different and the way, but yeah, it's just, the experience is massive. That's what it is. I think,
It's really good.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone who's thinking about getting coaching? What would be the biggest thing that you would like say to them about it?
So, you know, I've actually had a couple of these questions because, you know, like I've had a couple of people have asked and they're like, because a lot of people, when you say you're getting coaching, they sit there and they go, oh, why? Like, you know, it's a waste of money, you know, just typical answers. And I sit there and I tell you right now that I don't regret it one, but I would 100%, I would just say, take the risk, just do it. Do it. It's like, you know, it's an expense, right? And that's the biggest thing that everyone worries about when they first start out. It's like, oh, can I afford it? Can I do this? I tell you, the reward from it, it's worth it.
And I like to look at it as it's an initial investment, but if we're not helping you to make that money, then we're not doing our job.
That's right.
We essentially self-fund it.
Yeah.
That's our goal, is to get you more profitable, to get you that. And,
of course.
And so there's that first initial investment of starting business coaching, but as long as you're doing the time and the energy,
that's it.
Pays
you put in
off.
what you get. The more you put in, the more you get out of it.
Yeah.
And I say that. That's what I say. Like, if you're not going to put in, you think it's just going to happen overnight. Well, good luck. You probably shouldn't even be in business if that's the case. Like, that's realistic. If you know, it's the same as your business. If you're going to put it in, you'll get it out.
Yeah, exactly right.
But if you want shortcuts, good luck. Like, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
As much as I'd love that too. So,
what do you think? What's your biggest takeaway from now going through coaching and doing that? Like, what do you think the biggest thing that you got out of it so far?
I think the biggest thing I got out was obviously the prioritizing.
Yep.
You know, prioritizing the things that need to be done at the time. I think it's so easy to just kind of divert where you need, you know, like, oh, this is happening, I need to focus on that. You know, it might be, I need to get this, you know, I don't know, invoice in, but, you know, it's just little bits and pieces there where I think once you find a direction, like, you know, we do these every 2 weeks. It's like, all right, sweet, I need to get admin. Sweet as. I'll go get admin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how do I do that? You know, do I put an ad out? Do I figure out, you know, what do I need admin to do for me? Well, I need to figure that out because I can't just put someone on.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I need to think about those things. And I think, you know, that becomes a priority and that's what I work towards, you know, and come the new year, we're going to hit the ground running. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So, you know, how many painting companies, you know, unless you're massive, it's hard. Like, there's something we got to do. So,
yeah, exactly. And I think what you said there is, you know, we'll look at the steps. Yeah, you need to put an admin on next. That's another step for you. How do I do that? And the good thing is we help with that as well.
Yeah.
Like, we've got job ad templates if you need to borrow one, like, and use it to design one. We can show you where to put your ads and how to advertise them. It's not only that we're giving you advice, we give you templates, we give you resources as well as part of the thing, because like you said, you're a painter. Like, you don't know how to write an admin. You don't know what an admin needs to do. You know that you need one.
Yeah.
And so that's where we can come in. Here's a list of what you should be having your admin doing. You know, let's break it down to everything that you're doing that you don't need to be doing. Someone else could be doing that in that space. And then the time allocated to those tasks. It's like, okay, yeah, you can pretty much fit at least, you know, a part-time admin in there, but then looking at all the extra stuff that you're not doing right now that an admin could be doing, there's your full-time admin right there.
100%. And all those things that I'm not doing is the things that I should be thinking about.
Yeah.
Because the perks of implementing them, that's just only going to benefit the business. So why not?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it's just, I think prioritizing, I think that's coming back to the question. I think prioritizing is probably the biggest thing that I've taken away from it. you
Yeah.
know, and you know, yeah, it's benefited me the most, I guess.
Yeah. I love that, man. Man, I've really enjoyed coaching you over the last a bit over 12 months now, I think it is. And seeing you come through, and grow as quickly and as profitably as you have been. It's been, really rewarding to me as well, just to be able to see someone who's so responsive and so reactive to go and actually achieve the things that you're doing, man. So you're doing some really good stuff.
I appreciate you lads too, you know, especially you and the whole team at Upscale. You know, everything behind the scenes as well. It's just as good. Karen, you know, Karen's fantastic. My accounting coach, she's awesome. So, you know, it's credit to you guys, really.
Yeah. Actually, I do want to touch on that side as well, because we didn't even talk about the accounting
That's
side
right,
of it.
yeah.
That was one thing that you said, like in the very first meeting. It's like, okay, have you got your accounting coach yet? And you said, what do you mean? You said, we're going to go through your accounting as well. And you're like, I don't know anything about my numbers. You didn't.
I tell you, I stressed.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I stressed.
Yeah.
The first thing when and you can ask Karen, when I first spoke to her, I said, the biggest thing I'm scared about is taxes.
Yeah.
100%. That's at everyone. When you're in the unknown, it's the most thing you're worried about.
Yeah.
You know, I can make profit, but then am I going to be able to pay taxes? Am I going to be able to do this? And I had no idea. You know, working zero.
Yeah.
Like, zero looks so simple, but there's so much to it that you sit there going, what? Like, you know, it's like, and honestly, like, that's, you know, again, the accounting coach is a benefit that you get from it, you know, which we should have, that's another massive thing that you guys provide in Upscale. And it's fantastic. So yeah, when we go back to that question, you know, what would you would you recommend it essentially? And 100% I would.
Yeah.
You know, even if you're just doing it for a bit, just to understand it. I guarantee after that understanding, you'll probably stay.
Yeah.
You'll stick around. You know, that's just
and that's just what it comes down to. I think it's such a good spot that we have. Like each one of our clients gets a touch point on all of their business.
Yeah.
You know, we help you with your social media. We help you with your accounting. We help you with your day-to-day. We help you with hiring because that's what we do. We teach business. And from trades, like we spend years doing our apprenticeship to become a good tradesman. Yeah. And then we go, all right, I'm going to do this as a business, but there's no apprenticeship for business. There's nothing. And so I always say, like, we should spend years learning how to be a business owner as well. It's not just about being a tradesman anymore, and you need to change that mentality. You are now no longer a tradesman, you're now a business owner. We need to go down the business owner path. We need to learn how to be a business owner, and that's where we come into it. Like, we bridge that gap between going from tradesman to business owner and running a successful business. And I think, you're probably... Well, you were one of my first clients here at Upscale, so that's why for me it's so nice to actually see that growth period happening, because it's proof that what we're doing works and works well. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no, it's cool. And I mean, look, we'll see where we are in another 12 months, I guess. And
exactly right. Yeah, we might sit here this time next year, you know, and touch base again and see where we're going from there.
See where we're going, 100%.
Awesome. Well, man, thank you for making the drive down and catching up with us today. It was really good to get you here in the studio.
Thanks for having me. It's cool.
We'll catch up again soon.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, thanks, man.
See ya.